Hello YouTube, it's your girl, Kwanai. And welcome to my channel, Kwanai Covers, where I cover various aspects of entertainment. And in today's aspect, it's a very long-awaited video. So in one of my past XG videos, one of the commenters asked me to speak about what I think about Jurin's here at the HITC festival that XG performed at recently. And apparently, even Cocona name has been circling around on the internet for appropriation of the black culture based on her hairstyles that she tends to do. So that's what we're here to talk about. A very serious, heavy, controversial topic. Before we get into the video, do not forget you can follow me on my social media, Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok. It is all Kwanai Covers. And check out the playlist on my channel of the other contents I do. I know a lot of you really just come to watch me react to your favorite groups, but I do other things on the channel too. I do vlogs, I do commentary reviews. This video is going to be listed under my commentary playlist, so if you could check that playlist out, I would really appreciate supporting the other things I do. Now, do not forget to like, comment, and share so that the channel can continue growing. Now, with all that said, let's get straight into it. Okay, so for those who do not actually know who XG is, which would be weird if you're watching my video because I've openly admitted being a fan of the group. But given the fact that a lot of the times my videos that do well are coming from people who have not been subscribed to my channel, in the event this video meets new people, first of all, hi, don't be afraid to subscribe. XG is a 7-member Japanese girl group that focuses on the K-pop aesthetics while singing in pure English. It's very interesting. I don't know if it's ever been done before, and if I'm ignorant, please advise me in a comment, but let me break that down again for you guys. They're all Japanese. They're producing songs in straight English.
I'm sorry that I can't speak English.
But they're using the K-pop formula to do so. So they mainly promote in Korea, and it's very similar to the style of K-pop, except they're not singing in actual Korean. So a very unique group, to be honest, filled with a lot of talented, absolutely talented members, which is how I got into the fandom of this group. Now XG has said themselves many times in interviews that I've watched that their concept is mainly hip-hop and R&B. Though I'm sure because they're not going to put themselves necessarily in a box, they do branch out with other different genres. They do experiment, but their base that they started off on is hip-hop and R&B. Now, hip-hop and R&B, which everyone should know, is mainly a black genre of music. Their genre and concept is directly from black culture. They're producing songs that were originally from the black community. So what I'm getting at is, as an artist, you are producing art, and when you're producing art, it gives you the space to express a lot of things, and you're not confined in a box. Hence, if your concept is hip-hop and R&B, and you are dressing according to the concept and singing according to the concept and dancing according to the concept in a way that is where you're not depreciating it, ridiculing it, or doing anything of harm, I don't see where it's an issue, because it's an art form and it's a concept, and that's what they acknowledge as their concept from the beginning. I know this is sensitive, and you might argue, okay, does that mean in the sake of art someone could use the N-word? No, there are some extremes that you just cannot go. But when it comes to like styling your hair, which is a part of fashion, in my opinion, unless we have evidence to back that this artistic group is using this as a form of ridicule or just taking advantage, then until we have proof, we can't just go around accusing people of appropriation without actual proper evidence of such. Because you have appropriation, but you also have something called appreciation. So them loving hip-hop and R&B so much they make their whole group based off of that could be seen as a form of appreciation. And even in an interview, I recall when the interviewer asked some of the members who they looked up to in terms of musically, and they actually mentioned some black artists like TLC as well as Lauryn Hill, and they made it clear in the interview, we are based on hip-hop and R&B, and again, hip-hop and R&B is black. For those who are still not convinced, let's look at what the meaning behind appropriation is. According to the site Good Housekeeping, cultural appropriation occurs when a person from one culture adopts the fashion, iconography, trends, or styles from a culture that's not their own. Some of the most harmful examples of cultural appropriation occurs when the culture being appropriated is one that is historically oppressed, an historically oppressed group. So with this meaning, of course, I can see why they would say wearing cornrows as an idol is appropriating. I can see it, but it's a very thin line. As the site continues, it says the line between what differentiates cultural appropriation from cultural appreciation can be razor thin, including, it says, the key to practicing appreciation rather than appropriation is to understand the culture you're borrowing from, including acknowledging its history of oppression and marginalization, which basically saying do your research, don't be ignorant, so you know what is okay enough and what is going too far, right? When you actually look at the video of Cocona and Jurin at HIT Festival, if you look closely at her hair, people are saying, I guess she's imitating dreadlocks. Her hair is pretty much gelled and twist together. To me, that's okay. She's singing a hip-hop song, and she's dressed, her fashion is very similar to hip-hop style. I'm trying to understand, why are you picking her apart for her hair and not her fashion, which her fashion is influenced by hip-hop, the song is influenced by hip-hop, and their dancing is influenced by hip-hop. So naturally, if the hair matches, it's a whole concept. To me, they're not ridiculing. So until actual evidence comes out that they're ridiculing the culture, I will see this as them appreciating the culture. And this is another reason why I appreciate groups like BTS, because although RM made the mistake back in the past to wear his hair kinky because that's how much he loves the black culture, and I don't think he wanted to ridicule it when he did that style, which he apologized for, by the way. But BTS had a whole program where they went to New York, somewhere in America, and they met a lot of legendary rappers and spoke with a lot of black people. And to me, the company was smart to do that because they were learning the history of hip-hop, because it was showing that the company cared enough to do the research to show appreciation for the culture, to show the world that we're not trying to masquerade and parody around. We really actually love hip-hop, at least the rappers seem to. Because I remember, I don't know if there's any armies here, in one part of the episode, V had a performance, I believe, with Jungkook, and they were supposed to perform in front of Coolio, rest in peace, and he was upset with the performance because V was being very goofy. So Coolio was saying to him that hip-hop is not a joke. Hip-hop is something that a lot of guys use to get out of the system, to get off the streets. It's a way for them to make a living. So when I saw that, I think what it was really saying, what Coolio really wanted to say is, you're not black, but I see that you're doing hip-hop and you want to do hip-hop. But if you're going to do hip-hop, I want to know that you actually genuinely love it and you're not just doing it because it's cool and you're trying to make money off of it. You genuinely appreciate hip-hop, so you want to project this into art. That's what I got from that. So I'm thinking the company, XG's PR team, they should have a public statement out or something of evidence to show people that they actually appreciate the black culture, which is why they make their whole concept off of it, so that these allegations of appropriation don't come up across. If we're going to be attacking Jurin for twisting her hair with gel to fulfill a concept, then the entire K-pop industry should get heat. You guys do know that K-pop is not a genre, right? You do know that K-pop borrows from several cultures, interpret it a little different, add some colors, some sprinkles, and a little bit of drugs to it, and produce it out. The drugs is a joke, guys. I'm just saying their stuff is always so freaking addicting. It's like drugs. But I'm trying to say, K-pop is like a melting pot of cultures. A lot of famous groups like Blackpink, like EXO. Remember when EXO Kai did the dreads in Kpop? Yeah, because the concept was reggae of that song. So I can understand why he's dressing according to the concept. All I'm saying is, if there's gonna be heat for Jurin or Cocona from XG, there just should be heat for the entire K-pop industry, because the entire K-pop industry just takes every culture and uses it. Now, the problem again is it's a thin line between appropriation and appreciation. And this is art, and art can be open to interpretation. So unless these artists have proof that they're blatantly ridiculing or disrespecting a culture, or they're using stuff that are forbidden, for example, using the N-word, or for example, in that Blackpink music video, using an idol that is very holy to the Indians in a music video on the ground. These things are good examples of, okay, you're going too far. Like, I think there are some things that are clear, like, okay, it's a no, don't even cross that line. But there are some things that are really thin on whether or not it's right or wrong. For safety purposes, maybe they should avoid it altogether, but then their concept is still hip-hop and R&B. So if they're not appropriating according to you guys with their hairstyles, they're gonna be appropriating by singing and rapping. Rapping is black. Dressing in baggy pants, the dance moves that K-pop idols do is black. There's so much things that the K-pop industry itself does that takes from the black culture, like, heavily. So what difference is it for Jurin and Cocona braiding their hair? Their concept is literally R&B and hip-hop. What the companies can do forward is to make sure they do their necessary PR, necessary education to the idols, to make sure they're not ignorant and walking around saying the N-word, making sure they're not that ignorant where they're actually making blatant, disgusting decisions, but knowledgeable to understand this is the culture we are taking inspiration from, and we have to show that we appreciate it and we're not trying to appropriate it. So it would do the company good to bring out a statement like that, or make a video or something. And I think just future groups should be educated, as well as really understand what the black struggle is and all the minorities that they are taking inspirations from, go through, to make sure they fully understand what they're getting into. Because it wouldn't be fair for them to just be using all of the trends, the styles from the oppressed group without actually showing appreciation for it and acting like they own it. But that's not what I didn't get that from XG. I did not get any pretentious vibe from them. I get a group of girls who are trying to fulfill their dreams, who have a concept that they're following through, which they don't style themselves anyway. The company does. So it's really the company that's not doing its due diligence in today's very sensitive society to put it all online, showing receipts that the group is not trying to appropriate any culture. But for safety, maybe they should stray away from those styles a little bit. Personally, to me, I accept them as an artist, and as an artist, if you have a concept, I expect the concept to match in every way, from the dancing to the clothes to the hair. That is my view as a black person about appropriation, specifically Jurin and Cocona and XG. So guys, if you guys disagree with anything I have said here, or if you have any additional information you want to add that I left out in this video, feel free to comment. I am very open to hearing your thoughts, but please, no attacking or bullying, which K-pop really loves to do, and no hate. Just try to be straight up and honest, but it doesn't have to be bitter and hateful or threatening. Sometimes you guys can take a chill pill in the K-pop community. Anyway, if you guys want me to speak more about topics like these, let me know by liking the video. I actually want to talk about Black Swan, being that they're one of the first multiracial girl groups promoting in Korea, which is crazy. And when I think about how they're actually going to do in this industry, and how Koreans are going to receive them, and how some fans feel about them, because I've been seeing some comments and I've been hearing some things, and I'm like, anyway, do not forget to like the video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.